Santino Ferrucci was challenging, advancing, and I think all things considered with the way it was going yesterday, is this a good step in the right direction?
Yeah, our base car, we don't think it's bad. We just have a lot to learn with the damping, I think, and I think we know that, which is good. It's good and bad because it's good we know where to look. It's bad because it's really hard to adjust on a race weekend. But no, we're working really hard, obviously. Yeah, we've closed the gap now down to half. We had 3 seconds off yesterday. We're down to 1.5. So, this race is going to be interesting. I don't necessarily know how much pace you're going to need because you could have a race like we had in Nashville in 2021. So, yeah, just work hard into morning warm-up and see what we got.
You are in a very unique location. We talked about this before the weekend started. First pit stall, driver's right. Is that going to be a disadvantage for you tomorrow?
It's a huge disadvantage. Regardless, the whole right side of this pit lane, you have to go under the pit limb to even make the turn. So everybody's really checking up. The pit start zone is way too late for us. I'm already in neutral when I come around that corner. So I'm going about 25 miles an hour coming around there, and everybody else that's got to go to the left side is going to be on the limiter in 40. So assuming we don't get run over in the race tomorrow, hopefully we'll have a good one.
Another reason to watch tomorrow, Santino Ferrucci. Dave.
Kevin, as we were watching earlier, a chance to jump out of the car, and today better than yesterday?
Yes, I could do the qualifying without problems. Of course, we want more, but anyway, it's a good job for the team recovering the car. Thanks for the whole team for the job yesterday. I think we will start 20 tomorrow, and we try to do our best.
Other than the traffic, the other cars, what's the most difficult part of this course to you?
The practice was insane. Now in qualifying, it's okay, but anyway, I think the track is very tricky, and we have a really difficult race tomorrow.
Tricky track, Kevin, always a challenge for the time.
Pretty much the same thing. I think I hit the same wall at the same point. But this morning was just sort of unfortunate because I didn't even know I'd hit it until I just felt the car pulling to the left and tires punctured. So, but no, it sucks at this moment because all 3 cars are out and you're out there pushing as hard as you can just to try to extract time out of the car. And I feel sorry for the crew and the whole crew, the Hy-Vee Honda crew in general for not being able to perform as we want to at this point, and it's a tough one to swallow.
Kind of talk to me about the decision to go with back-to-back sets of alternate tires. Did you feel like that was your one shot to make it in? Or best shot?
Yes and no. I mean, we just don't seem to have the pace on the blacks. We're seeing some of the other guys doing the same pace on blacks as we are on the reds. So clearly we're lacking pace and we need to investigate and understand.
There you go, Christian Lundgaard going to chat with his team right now. But yeah, trying to extract all he could out of the car.
And Kevin, when I say Callum Ilott missed by just a little bit, I mean, it is so close. You were working well out there.
Yeah, we had a good car. It's just super tight. Less than a tenth would have put me P6. It is what it is. We haven't had many clean laps here. Trying to get the car together, and the car feels good. It's just some people's feels better, I guess. But no, honestly, we worked well. I expected a little bit more, but pretty happy with that, to be honest.
You and I were talking yesterday about the lack of sim time for you on this track. How are you getting accustomed to it? It's a little different.
Yeah, well, we haven't done any sim all year, so it's not new for us in that sense. Yeah, I saw some onboard video of someone driving it on a Assetto Corsa or something, and was like, right, I'll use that. And then I did 2 laps on these tugger thingies, and yeah, that was my sim.
Assetto Corsa has been very popular this week. Drivers trying to get any knowledge they can, Kevin.
They're trying to extract everything possible. What was that session like?
Well, honestly, it's the first time I did a clear lap in what feels like 3 weeks. So, that's literally 3 seconds faster than what we've done, or 2.5 seconds faster than what we've done. So great step forward for the team. Really appreciate the work that they've done on helping me here. This has been a tough track for sure for me. But yeah, just bitnow.com. Thankful to have them here, and hopefully we can have a good race. That's definitely our best qualifying for sure of a road course to street course so far this year. So if you're right behind Alex Rossi, you're usually not doing a terrible job. So.
What's the physical challenge going to be of this race tomorrow? I cannot imagine it is very comfortable in these cars.
Well, I mean, you're just going so slow everywhere. Everywhere's a first gear corner except for one corner. So the heat, that means there's no air at all. And we have every hole open on this car that you could have open on it. So that's just going to be it. But thankfully, since there are so many slow corners, the actual physical load of the steering wheel is lighter. So I think it'll be okay, but it's just going to be hotter than the herd of turtles in there for sure.
A herd of turtles. All right. Thank you, Conor Daly. Over to Marty.
Let's chat with Alexander Rossi, who finishes.
Missed by advancing by 1/1000th of a second. How do you process that?
I mean, it's fast, or not fast forward. Like going back to 2 weeks ago, it was that close again. So unfortunately, it is that close to advance. So if it was for 8th place, you don't care that much, but I mean, for advancing, that's important. So, yeah, damn. I wish we could have made it in. It's tough. I pushed really hard out there, attacked some walls, but yeah, it's just a little bit of speed, and I took a dump this time.
All things considered, though, have you guys made progress? You qualified near the back in the other 2 street races. Are you getting to where you need to be now?
I think we're getting better. It's hard to get actual laps in practice because people were standing still all the time. So basically, the section turn 5 to turn 7, I haven't really done at speed for the last session. So I mean, it went pretty well. I think car felt pretty good, and there were some little things like brake bias that I needed to dial in, but nothing crazy. So, yeah, wish we would have made it in. It was, again, very tight.
Rinus Veekay will start 14th tomorrow. Dave.
Kevin, when I say Callum
finishes just outside, making the Firestone Fast 12. Boy, you were on your flyer, your first flyer there, and you had to slow down seemingly for traffic. How much did that hurt the overall program?
It's hard to say. It's disappointing to miss it by that much. I mean, on that last lap there, I brushed the wall out of turn 2, so that for sure cost us as well. So it's disappointing. I feel like the McLaren Chevy's been good this weekend. Practice 2, we didn't really get a read on anything. So went into qualifying a little bit guessing, but yeah, I mean, we should have transferred. So unfortunate. We'll just have to make up for tomorrow.
Alex, with traffic and how tight this course is just overall, is this maybe one of the toughest and most challenging qualifying sessions of the year?
No, I don't think so. I just think it's going to be tough for everyone, not just me. Tough for everyone with really not having a practice too to get an understanding of the car. So that's what makes this one challenging. But it's a joy to drive this track. I think everyone's done a really good job to get it to the level that it's at, and it'll be an interesting race tomorrow.
He brings up the point of that qualifying or that practice session too, guys, and saying no one really got a session in. Townsend, you and I were up there in the booth for that.
We just saw it. There's no margin for error. Talk me through what happened and what you were seeing.
I'm disappointed for the crew because that was a pole winning car, no doubt. AutoNation Honda's been on rails all weekend. Man, I barely touched the wall, barely touched it. I touched it way harder in all the practices, and it's just like the angle of which the wall was right there. It's like I caught the point and it just ripped the front off the car. If the wall was rounded, that wouldn't have happened. That's just so unfortunate. Unfortunate for the guys mostly. It's my mistake.
We're wondering what racing is going to be like, but the challenge just to complete a lap, how hard is it here with no margin for error?
It's super hard, It's hard enough just to get around this place, let alone race around it. So we'll see how it goes.
All right, thanks, Kyle. Hey, one thing for us tomorrow. This is
here. Marcus Armstrong had a great lap going, and then what happened?
I don't know what lap you're referring to, but I think, just generally not the cleanest session from my side. In saying that, the car was unbelievable in the first run of quali, and it's annoying really because we had so much potential. So I'm going to have a quick look at the data and understand what exactly happened because, the last sector felt pretty dicey. Next time.
I think we were thinking of that chicane where it was a nice save out there. Right? But for you as a rookie, I mean, you're kind of on the same level playing field with everybody here. Is that part of the reason, and that the car being so good, that you're a little disappointed in qualifying now?
Yeah, definitely. I think that's irrelevant of, this being a new track and me being a rookie. I felt like we were capable of being inside the top 3. So, it hurts. That one hurts because, I feel like the boys have done a really good job preparing for this race, and and I felt really comfortable. So tomorrow's going to be a good one. It's a long, long race. The track is going to be pretty exciting to race on, so it's all to play for.
We'll keep our eye on you. Coming from mid-pack will be Marcus Armstrong. Marty?
Let's chat with Pato O'Ward, who's talking it over with Will Anderson, his engineer. And did I hear you say there was not another ounce of speed in that car?
Yeah, no. A bit disappointing. We felt really good in practice, and we couldn't go faster for some reason. So we'll look into it. We probably missed it a little bit, maybe on I can think of pressures or tire warm up, but we definitely didn't have half a second in there.
Let's talk about what you think this race will be like tomorrow, Pato. Is it going to be the chaos that sort of everybody is predicting?
I think it'll be about survival, yeah. Is it going to be as crazy as Nashville? I don't know. Does it have the potential to be as crazy as Nashville? Absolutely. I think tomorrow is just all about survival, and I think it'll be tricky with the blend line being where it is and when the yellows fall and people taking it or not taking it. So, I think it'll be definitely interesting.
A lot to think about for the drivers, Dave, but no doubt he hit on the key word, survival, for the race.
Yeah, got to be patient, Marty.
Dave, when Felix Rosenqvist and I were chatting before qualifying, you said the whole key is going to be just getting a lap put together. Were you able to do it in that final session there?
Not super happy with how it went. Probably one of my worst qualifying performances. Looking at myself and what I did, I just felt like there was more in it. I just didn't really put something together. It was always locking front, locking rear, bit of oversteer, bit of understeer. Like I wasn't really vibing with the car that much, but it's for sure speed in it. I think we're as quick as anyone else, and it's just super tight. You have to make a perfect lap, otherwise you're gonna be lost out. So unfortunately, but we'll work from there.
With the predicted chaos tomorrow in the race, is this a race where you don't have to start up front maybe to win it?
Potentially. I mean, we're looking at Nashville as an example, and that's been historically that way. I think it always helps to be up front, though. Looking at the Indy Lights race, it's really messy in the back, and it's like a traffic jam through turn 3 on the first lap. So I'm happy not being all the way back there. So I think P9 is not too bad, and anything can happen strategy-wise. So we're good
to finish.
And Marty, I'm with my second driver, who's just about a tenth from getting to the next round, which would have been the Fast 6. Seems like a good session for you, regardless.
Yeah, no. Overall, just going to be happy. We haven't had the best start of the season, so. It's awesome for the team. It's awesome for the atmosphere within the team and the momentum we need to go forward. So really excited for the guys. They worked late last night. We had some issues, and it's awesome to be able to reward them with what we deserve, being in the top 10. So very excited. I love the track. It's very technical. You got to hit every apex perfect with a lot of bumps. I love it personally, but it's an exercise out there to just get it right. So very, very excited for AutoNation, SiriusXM, and Honda to be able to be where we belong.
As the driver, Simon, were you able to see some of the improvement in the car, in the handling, things that were better than they were earlier this season?
For sure, but this type of track also suits my style very well. We kind of knew it coming in. All the 90 degrees corner is kind of my specialty. But also the team's improving, and all the work we do in the simulator is helping. And we're finding a good groove on the street circuit. So just gotta click those results, and then you'll see the team is just gonna wake up and show its potential.
Good run for Simon Pagenaud and Meyershank Racing, Marty.
Dave, when Felix Rosenqvist. Let's chat with Will Power, and boy, I saw you get out of the car so frustrated. What was that about?
Oh, we didn't know we had another lap.
There was miscommunication. That's what I thought.
We started the lap. No, it wasn't actually. Actually, they didn't know if there was enough fuel till there. It wasn't. So my mistake. I made a little mistake into there and aborted the lap, and then realized that is my last lap. But then we had another shot at it. We certainly had the pace, but 7th ain't bad. It's on the inside. It's pretty bumpy there, so on the other side. But yeah, we'll see, man. Like, you don't know how these races are going to go. It's a pretty wild track, so sometimes it doesn't matter where you qualify. But yeah, it's all good. It's all good. The Verizon Chevy crew have done a great job all month. I made a little mistake in Indy, and I made a little mistake there. So yeah, just super competitive series. You got to take everything you can get.
Will, if you had to look at the race tomorrow, how would you say it's going to play out?
I don't know. I mean, sometimes you think it's going to be yellow after yellow, and it doesn't. But I would say it's going to be, yeah, pretty hectic. Yeah. I would think like Nashville potentially.
There you go. Yeah. That's the second driver, Dave, that's mentioned that first race at Nashville, which was just pure.
Scott Dixon will start fourth. Best non-oval starting position of the season coming up. You tried the primaries. What do you think is the best way to go at this point? Was that all you had, using up all the alternates in previous rounds?
Yeah, it was kind of hard to tell. I felt like when we ran the other set the second time, it didn't feel like the peak was going to be there. But then I think we also missed the next lap by only 3 seconds, which we really needed. You know, it kind of had a lazy start because cars got drive-throughs. Then I had to kind of back it up. So we missed kind of the first 2 laps to create the heat that the primary needs. So unfortunately, we came up a little bit short there. Maybe, I'm not sure if we had time for the 10 car, but definitely for second or third. So decent day for Ganassi. But we need to get that PNC bag number 9 onto the top step there.
Do you have a sense of what to expect in this race tomorrow?
Probably a lot of unexpected things to happen. I don't know, even, you know, if you watched the lights race or Indy Next, you know, you could see there was definitely some mixed feelings out there. The start is going to be key for sure, and we saw how that went for them. You know, the leader was taken out. So we'll just try and get through it. I think it'll be a little bit similar to Nashville, and maybe last man standing will be the one that gets the victory.
This guy's pretty good at new circuits. He has 5 wins the first time IndyCar has visited a new venue. Dave.
Romain Grosjean will go third on tomorrow's race, and Andretti Autosport pretty good on street circuits, and you pretty good on street circuits this year.
Yeah, not too shabby. Staying out of trouble, trying to get the laps in when it matters. On a fast 6, I made a small mistake on my second push. I hit the wall out of 3, so it cost me a bit of time, but we had a good car. Yeah, so we've been fast. I think my teammates were very fast as well. So that's a bit of a slide. But we're fast, and the race, a lot's going to happen, so I'm excited for tomorrow, and hopefully the car's going to go well.
So we know it'll be exciting. You say a lot is going to happen. Can you set it up for us? I mean, it's going to be difficult to pass, but it can be done.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. If there's one day you need to be lucky in the year, it's tomorrow. A lot gonna happen, and it's being at the right time at the right place. So hopefully we get lucky. Hasn't been our strength this year, so maybe we kept it all for now.
Thank you, Romain. Lee, how about that? Tomorrow is the day. You had better be lucky. So, Marty, front row for Scott McLaughlin. What was the missing ingredient for that pole?
Oh, look, Alex, credit to him. Great lap. Man, it's a tough old joint. You know, you're wheeling it pretty hard. I don't think we just didn't quite have it, but like it's a great result for us in the Gallagher Chevy. You know, in the streets of Detroit for the first time, I'm having a blast driving this track. To be honest, it's a real tough challenge, and you know, really proud of the guys and girls that gave me a great car today. And start P2 front row. We haven't done that for a while, so it's yeah, we can definitely have a crack from there.
You mentioned the heat when you hopped out. What's it going to be like for the endurance of the race tomorrow?
I mentioned it. I yelled it. Yeah, no, it was pretty hot with a few explicitives, but you know, it's hard work. It's what we train for. It's what all the hard work in the off season is, and yeah, just, you know, I really wanted that pole, yeah, especially for the captain at Detroit. But you know, we've got great partners at Gallagher. A lot of people here. I'm going for dinner tonight, so free dinners. We always love them. So fantastic. We'll juice up tonight and have a bit of fun tomorrow.
Yeah, don't eat too much. It's going to be hot again tomorrow.
Oh, no, I'm going to eat plenty, Dave.
Alex, how about that? I know on the out lap, you asked Barry Wanzer, you said, we have 2 time laps here, right? Did you know you had a very slight tire advantage over the other cars?
Yeah, I mean, we used we started on used greens that we used on Fast 12. Didn't feel really good, so I was concerned about if we were going to be able to make 2 laps or not. But yeah, super happy. My first pole on a street course. It's great to be back here on pole. Amazing effort by the CGR team. And yeah, it's going to be a tough day tomorrow for sure.
A lot of firsts for you lately. The first oval pole, the first street course pole. I mean, this pole thing's kind of becoming a regular thing for you all of a sudden.
Yeah, that's it feels good. It feels good. Honestly, we had a great car since the beginning.
Marcus Ericsson in?
We had the great car since the beginning, and it was just about maximizing. I think they did a great strategy on tires and everything. So yeah, it's going to be, we need to finish it tomorrow.
Yeah, the pole is one thing. How is this race going to be? I mean, I think it's, 4 or 5 offs for you. The guy sitting on the pole, this place has been a challenge, hasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I got off a lot in practice. We were wanting to see where the limit was. We found it, but man, it's a crazy track. I think it's too tight for Indy cars and too short as well, but it's going to be tough, but yeah, we'll make it happen.
Alex Palou gets the NTT P1 award. He's on the pole once again. Dave?
There as well. How did it not been for his issues?
Yeah, Ganassi's just humming on all cylinders right now. Ovals, street courses, road courses. A lot of muscle mid-pack. I mean, Kyle Kirkwood, tough break. He's got a fast race car. He could be coming forward. Rossi frustrated. Veekay frustrated. What do those guys do at the start of this thing tomorrow? It could be pretty dramatic. In fact, I can almost assure you it's going to be dramatic, certainly through the first half of this race while things get sorted out. Further back, more stories.
Yeah, absolutely. Christian Lundgaard leading the charge for RLL, who are not having another bit of a difficult weekend. Strong run there from Benjamin Peterson, though, the rookie inside of row 10. As you mentioned, David Malukas not really on the pace that we saw out of that group last year, and after his contact with the wall, Colton Herta starting 24th.
Oh boy, that's going to be some digging from there for Colton Herta. Harvey Stingray, Robin Graham, Rahal.